Dr. Marvin! Dr. Leo Marvin! Dr. Marvin! Dr. Leo Marvin! And so this episode / road trip begins along Interstate 81 at this rest stop in Southwest Virginia. And now on the backside of the rest area, it looks like any ordinary rest stop, right? Well, this one is not ordinary because behind it sits Virginia's oldest metal bridge. Yeah. And the sign said that this bridge was built between 1877 and 1878, and it had 2 homes before it landed here in 1977. It was moved across Bedford County. It was in 2 places and now 3 altogether before it made it here. And also this sign says that this structure was built by the King Iron and Bridge Company. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome if it's your first time. I'm Tampa J. Thanks for clicking on this video. I'll try to keep this short and sweet, but I've got a lot to talk about. Today is July 1st, beginning this road trip. Left my house very early this morning. Drove about 4.5–5 hours to this point. We are starting here at this rest stop. I'm about to head through Roanoke, Virginia. And as I'm passing through Roanoke, I'm going to be stopping at several roadside oddities, or roadside attractions, so to speak, along the way to an abandoned WhatAboutBob filming location. 2 things I'm showing all the time: abandoned places and filming locations. Some of my most favorite fun. I am crossing the streams today because in the heart of a small town out in the middle of nowhere sits an important, iconic scene in a movie, and it's just sitting abandoned. And I want to check that out. If you haven't seen WhatAboutBob, what are you waiting for? Go check it out. It's a fun family comedy for all ages. You can pause the video, go watch it now, come back and watch, or you can watch this, get a little more perspective, and then watch the movie. I strongly recommend it. I was just watching it last night. We're gonna go check this out. I'm gonna break down the scene. I'm gonna show you then and now comparison, screenshot in real time in this abandoned spot. It looks pretty wicked. I found this out a couple years ago, just simply researching the filming locations because I knew I was gonna come through this area someday and check it out. And of course, I had to bring you with me. So that's gonna be the video, guys. I hope you enjoy this. It's roadside attractions and an abandoned filming location from WhatAboutBob. And we might find a couple other locations as well because it was all filmed right here. So that's gonna be the video. All right, let's wrap it up. Let's get this started. As I always say, there's much ahead. All right, guys, here we are, roadside, 3110 Williamson Road, north side of Roanoke. Welcome to A&D Auto Services and Towing. You can see what's going on right here. I am crossing off again my American Roadside Giants bucket list. This right here is Johnny Boy. It says it right there on his name tag. And he has sat here for quite some time. He has sat here since the 1940s. This auto garage was originally called Dabney Tires, and Mr. Dabney went to a convention in Washington, D.C., and he saw this exact muffler man. He's actually a Paul Bunyan muffler man. He had to have this Giant so bad that he purchased him and drove him all the way back here, and he sat here since the 1940s, and he's holding a tire right there. That's pretty cool. You can tell he used to be a Paul Bunyan because he has his suspender buttons right there. He used to have suspenders and an axe in his hand. I like his green beanie cap and his tattoo on his sleeve right there, or below his sleeve. It says Mom. Of course it says Mom. And he's had many outfits over the years, aka they have painted over the original Paul Bunyan. The locals know him as a landmark, of course. He is simply called the Big Man. This is the auto garage behind the Big Man. All right, I have now come down to 2303 Williamson Road. As you can see out there, we are in the heart of Virginia Appalachian mountain country. I am standing before, check this out, one of the largest frying pans I have ever seen. Not only is this called the Cast Iron Outlet, it is a Ace hardware store. Ace is the place of the helpful hardware store. I may have ruined that jingle. I'll use my egg-shaped head to put things into perspective there. Yep, definitely could fry a lot of eggs. But this is cool, right? I know, I'm curious. Do they have a lot of frying pans inside this Ace Hardware? Well, we're about to check it out. You gotta come all the way to the back for the frying pans. Oh my glory. They do have a lot of frying pans. Looks like mostly Lodge cast iron skillets. They got pans, they got pots, they got heart-shaped pans. Look at that. Oh, it's got an arrow through it. Carbon steel. Not just Lodge, but they have all sorts of frying pans. Check this out. Frying pan glass lids. And it was your typical Ace Hardware store inside, one-stop shop for all your home needs, and a cast iron outlet. That's a giant pan. Just think about the amount of French fried potatoes you could fry with that. A little bit of mustard. That hand's holding a big ball. Whoa! Heading to the south side of Roanoke. Check out this big Wells Fargo building, and this building right here. Whoa, that's cool. What is that? Reminds me of the building in downtown Los Angeles. Can't think of the name of that one, but this one's called the Taubman. The Taubman. Look at this classic Dr. Pepper sign. 10, 2, and 4. Peanuts in a bottle. 10, 2, and 4. This is at the corner of Campbell and Williamson Road. We're still in Williamson. All right, this is the famous star atop of the hill overlooking Roanoke. If you look up there, if we were here at night, we'd see quite a show, I heard. See the star way up there? This is so cool. This is called the Star Market right here. Perfectly placed. All right, so welcome to Riverland Road. That mountain I just showed you is called Mill Mountain, and that's the Mill Mountain Star. I have parked right here as best as I can out of the way because this house right here is known, well, it's what's in the yard of this house that's known as Little Graceland. And if you look right here, there's a golden Elvis right here. And out to the left, check this out, up on the hill, I'm gonna get as close as possible. We've got a miniature of the Graceland gates and Graceland. This is known as miniature Graceland. Also, there's some of the buildings in the back, like a church over there, and it looks like maybe a gas station. And this was created by the resident here. His name, I don't know if he still lives here or maybe it's just like still in the family, but this has been here since the 1980s. A man, an Elvis fan by the name of Don Epperly built this in the 80s. He was taking care of business and it's been here ever since. And it looks like it needs a lot of work. You can see the main door of Graceland is wide open. It's the abandoned mini Graceland of Roanoke, Virginia, just down from Mill Mountain. If that house wasn't there and those trees, you could see that star way up there. And for the next roadside oddity, we enter the Mill Mountain Park. We have to drive all the way around it to the other side. We are really close to the Blue Ridge Parkway. Okay, this is the quietest road so far, and I have parked right beyond this roadside attraction, this oddity. Check this out. So I'm walking up to it. Here you go. This is known as the Big Old Bikes. Gigantic bicycles just randomly sitting up here along Mill Mountain. And look at this, we got a mountain bike trail right here by the Big Old Bikes. That makes sense. I was gonna set my camera down here, but a bicycle might come and knock it down, so I'll set it in the grass because I was about to create a magical bike moment. I'm inside the big old tire of the big old bike. And I'll tell you what, it's a hot day. That rubber, it's hot. It's hot in Virginia. Looks like it's starting to break down here. That's why it's wobbling. You could climb up there on the seat, but you might burn your biscuits because that seat right there is metal. Check out the handlebars. This one's more like a speed bike. Speed bike, mountain bike. Oh, check out the spikes up there. See the spikes? Wow, I think those are up there to keep the birds and the kids off. Yeah, they definitely don't want you to climb that. You could fall and get hurt. So why are these sitting here before this driveway? Well, it's because there is a park discovery center and a zoo back there. And of course, tons of walking trails and bike trails. So this is like the attention getter. Okay, so here you go. Up the road, Discovery Center, Mill Mountain Zoo, Wildflower Garden, Star Overlook, and restrooms and picnic area. So I'm gonna go take a look. Maybe we can see the overlook. And right over here off the bike trail, before the big old bikes, they have a public work stand for bikes with all the tools here. All your tools. Hey, most of them are still here. This doesn't happen back in Florida. Yeah, still building pressure over here. You hear it? I feel like I'm about to blow the dynamite. All right, driving up Mill Mountain Road to Mill Mountain Star. Keep your eyes out for Bigfoot. All right, passing the Mill Mountain Discovery Center. All right, I've reached the top of Mill Mountain. Just over to my right, just a short walk until the Star Overlook. This park is giving me Griffith Park vibes. Hollywood. It's like I'm walking out to the Hollywood sign. Oh wow, this is gonna be an amazing view. You can see what's going on right away. Oh my gosh, there it is. The Mill Mountain Star, also known as the Roanoke Star. Wow, does this still work? Comment below, does this work? I don't know if it still works. It would have to come through at night. All right, there's a sign to read behind me. I'll read that in a second, but check this out. Due north is that way. Whoa. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is giving me California vibes. More so because of the city, the valley, the hills, the sign. That's amazing. There you go, downtown Roanoke right there. Bird's eye view. I came in over that way out by the airport from 81. 81's way out there. Okay, here you go. Check this out. Lines it up very nicely. Shows you all the names of the mountains out there on the ridge, on the horizon. For example, this one right there, according to the sign, is Reed Mountain. 6.5 miles away, 2,346 feet. Right here on the sign. Reed Mountain. Cool. And then right behind me, the Star. That's cool. Take a screenshot, make it last longer. World's largest man-made star, erected in 1949 as a symbol of the progressive spirit of Roanoke, Star City of the South. So there you go. Height of the structure, 100 feet. Height of star, 88.5 feet. Weight, 10,000 pounds. Weight of steel structure, 60,000. Weight of concrete base, 500,000. Depth of base, 6.5 feet. It goes on to list all of it right there. Take a screenshot, make it last longer. It says several possible color combinations, illuminated every night till 12. So it sounds like it still works. Cool. I'll have to come by sometime at night to Roanoke just to see this star. And that leads me to saying that I was planning on stopping in a couple more spots here in Roanoke, but I've already seen so much, and I think I want to save some stuff for next time because I will be back. I found a lot of stuff just driving through Roanoke downtown just now that I want to see and come back and explore. So that being said, we're going to head out to the WhatAboutBob filming location right now after I take a couple more pictures on my phone of this cool spot over here. This is a really nice view. I hope you're enjoying the baby steps out to Lake Winnipesaukee. Goodbye, big old bikes. And look at that, it routed me right back past miniature Graceland. The abandoned WhatAboutBob town. Check this out. All right, who knew that WhatAboutBob was filmed in Virginia? This has seen a lot better days. Oh my gosh. So, most of the action happened right between these two buildings. This is where the bus pulls into and lets Bob off the bus, right here nearest this building. This building right over here is the general store slash coffee shop. And the one up the hill you can see in the movie, that's in a lot better shape. That actually is still being used. But these are the two primary locations of Lake Winnipesaukee, which I believe this railroad track was still here in the movie. At some point way back in the day, they cut this little town off of Monetta, Virginia. And that's why they had basically like a cul-de-sac of these buildings to film the movie. That's what I'm gonna go out on a limb and assume. So Monona Produce, I see some no trespassing signs. We're just gonna stay in the street, but I can get pretty close right here. Notice that this building is red. It is actually painted red in the movie, so that has not changed. All right, I'm gonna break it down with the movie just in a moment, walking around just to fill it out. This is where the bus stop was in between the buildings. I remember there was a Coke sign right up there. Now maybe behind that kudzu, it could be gone. But here is the Gutman General Store and the set of steps that both Richard Dreyfuss and Bill Murray go up and down as they both come together right here in the movie for the first time in Lake Winnipesaukee. Oh wow, it's all, oh my gosh, yeah, it's all covered up. There's a no trespassing sign up here, but they did film inside here. It was the Gutman family that hated Dr. Leo Marvin because they he stole their dream house and bought it up out there on the lake. Okay, here we go. I got the movie on my phone. I got it paused just right. This is the store to the left, and as you can see, the Grand Wagoneer belonging to the Marvins is parked right here outside the porch to the left, and then you can see the red building over to the right. And notice the Coke sign that was below the two windows there. This is the first establishing shot, as you see, of downtown Lake Winnipesaukee. Is it Winnipesaukee or Winnipesaukee or Winnipesaukee? Now I'm confusing myself. And here you are today. The Marvin's Grand Wagoneer, Jeep Wagoneer, parks right there. Red building, Coke sign, windows, right over that. That's cool. I'm gonna try to put the screenshot into play for you. Here comes a car. That's like a street right there. Didn't know that. All right, we'll see how close we can get to that porch, but it's right up there on the corner in these steps where Bob and Leo start to talk. Leo asking Bob, "What the heck are you doing here?" And it all started out here when Bob gets off the bus and just starts screaming at the top of his lungs right here in the middle. "Leo Marvin! Dr. Leo Marvin! Leo Marvin!" And the Marvin family back here, and Leo realizing that this guy has come all the way from the city to interrupt his summer. So much has happened. Mother Nature taking a toll on this iconic scene from What About Bob. Here's the screenshot. You can see the bus kind of pulling off to the left. Bob has just got off. Now, if he were standing here today, you got to use your imagination, but he would be kind of below the below the window right here, the first window, which is like right over there, bus pulling off. And almost immediately as Bob gets off the bus right there, he starts screaming, "Dr. Marvin, Dr. Leo Marvin." And then Faye, the daughter, is the first one out the door right there.
Wait a minute! Dr. Leo Marvin!
Right here.
Oh my God.
Marvin! Dr. Marvin! Dr. Leo Marvin! Dr. Marvin! Dr. Leo Marvin! Dr. Leo Marvin realizes his patient has followed him all the way to his vacation, passes Bob without saying a word, stomps this way, looks back, kind of hints at him to follow him. Bob follows Dr. Marvin, who is already posted up right here to have that conversation. "What are you doing here?" And you can see the blue siding of the general store behind him in the movie, as you see today. And the ice machine would have been a little to the right there. Actually, you see the crack right behind Richard Dreyfuss's head there? I have found that crack. Check this out. I can pinpoint exactly where he's standing. I got to step through all this ivy and kudzu, but that crack is right behind this vine here. Right there. I've met Richard Dreyfuss. He's about that tall. So right there is that crack. So right there was the ice machine. If you put the screenshot into frame, crack right there. We were standing right here.
You got yourself here.
Barely. Getting back will be therapeutic.
But can't we just have a little talk?
Bob, you are testing my patience.
Come on, I've come so far. I'm baby stepping. I'm doing the work. I'm baby stepping. I'm not a slacker. Check it out. Look at I'm in really bad shape. Come on, please.
This happened right here on the steps.
Give me. I need.
All right, so one more time. This is where it all went down here on the corner, the steps, the porch. They also filmed inside. I think we got a train or, oh, it's one of those trucks on the tracks. They filmed inside. They filmed out here, of course. This is the bus station. Nothing happened inside this building over here. It was just a backdrop. And at the time of the movie, as you can see, these buildings were in really good shape. They have come a long way, poorly, in the last 35 years. I believe they were filming this in 1990, released in 1991. So cool. Huge fan of Bill Murray, obviously. I had the pleasure of meeting Richard Dreyfuss a few years back in Tampa at SharkCon. He was showing for Jaws, but we didn't talk about What About Bob. I thought about it, but I talked about Mr. Holland's Opus with him. And I didn't think he got that a lot. I'm sure he gets this movie and, of course, Jaws all the time. So yeah, it was an honor to meet him. Of course, I think about Stand By Me as well, one of my favorite movies. Richard Dreyfuss has been in a lot of great movies, and this might be the funniest movie he's ever been in. So really cool to stand where Dreyfuss and Bill Murray once stood in this iconic spot from What About Bob. All right, guys, so I think we should try to go find Dr. Leo Marvin's summer home. It's on a lake, of course. They filmed all of the scenes right there on that property. Now, fair warning, we might not get that close to it. This is an attempt. It's on a private drive. So hopefully we can see it from the road. If not, it was all about this location today. Sometime I wish to come back and check out all of the filming locations, do like a full-length filming locations video. But since it's not too far from here, I'm gonna go try to see the Marvin's house. All right, so I'm on Scruggs Road. This will dead into Smith Mountain Lake, which is Lake Winnipesaukee. Smith Mountain Lake is where they filmed What About Bob. The house should be at the end of this road. All right, just to show you what's going on here. At the end of this road is a driveway, and the house from What About Bob sits right there. No, they didn't really blow it up. And that's Big Smith Lake. So if I get to this driveway and we can't see it, we can't see it. But I don't know if we can go down that driveway, just to fair warn you. All right, we're starting to see lake. These are some of the houses that are just before the house. Somewhere out in here is the dock that Siggy is trying to learn to dive off of. All right, so I can see the house. So you can see there's a dead end here. There's a property here and there. But right there, I would have to go through 2 driveways to get there. But I can see the steps on the front porch of the main house right there. You see the blue cooler? There you go. Oh, there's someone opening the door right there. Oh, little doggy. Okay, that's cool. They're probably like, what's he doing? But that's the house from What About Bob right there. This is as close as we're gonna get. The dock that Siggy was jumping off of would be over here to the right on the lake. That's pretty cool. I guess I could just like roll up in there and be like, hey, what's going on? But I don't think I want to do that to them. Private property, residents and invited guests only. Okay, so this is the driveway. It's back to the left. So you have to go through 2 properties. Huh. Maybe it's all the same. There's a tennis court in there. Oh, look, a deer. Oh, dear. There's another one right over there. You see him? Hello. Hi there. It's a little buck. It's got little antlers. All right, see you guys. Bye-bye. All right, guys, welcome to Bedford. Drove about 45 minutes off Highway 122 inside of Bedford. There is another iconic What About Bob filming location, also behind the Welcome Center, which is really nice. There is the National D-Day Memorial. we're gonna go check that out. And we're just on the cusp of the 250th anniversary of this country, and within this trip I'm gonna try to put something in every day, a little bit of history of America. Today it's the Bedford Boys. The Bedford Boys were there on June 6, 1944. They stormed Omaha Beach. 19 of the 30 men from this small town were killed, and that's pretty much the sole reason why they built the National D-Day Memorial right here in Bedford, to honor those guys. And we pay our respects today by visiting, for my first time, the National D-Day Monument. And as I'm walking back to my car, I'm noticing that the Bedford Welcome Center has convenient RV hookups. No hookups after 4:30. That's really nice. You don't see that every town. Okay, here we've come behind the Visitors Center now. We've got signage. Welcome visitors, National D-Day Memorial, Bedford, Virginia. And here are the gates. And here's one of the German, I don't know what they call these. I don't know the proper name, but they had these spread along the beaches of Normandy. They've got one of those out here, and then you got a sign over here. We enter these gates, and it looks like the memorial is down this hill, up and around, and on top there in the center you see trees, and I see a flagpole. That's all I can see from here. Okay, I'm not so sure what's going on here. Never seen that before. There's no gate, it's wide open, and it looks like we drive all the way around, and there's something in the middle here. I see like a Purple Heart memorial, and then at the back you've got a soldier rescuing a soldier, pulling him along the beach. And we've got this giant, it almost looks like one of the spacecraft or the aircraft from Tron. It says Overlord, and around the base of this you've got the name of all the beaches: Omaha, Gold, Juneau. Oh wow, this opens up, this is big. Sword. Wow, this is massive. In tribute to the valor, fidelity, and sacrifice of Allied forces on D-Day, June 6, 1944. You got the M1, the helmet right there. Then you have another soldier. Cool. Okay, so they are recreating the beach of Normandy right here. Check it out. Wow. They're crawling up this way. Okay. They're crawling up the wall here. Wow, this is neat. This is super nice. Somewhere, I was hoping to see the 19 names, the names of the Bedford Boys. But most likely, if you look out around the wall out there, around the perimeter, you see a bunch of plaques all the way around this rotunda. I found a WhatAboutBob filming location. Now, we're not in the exact spot. You have to use your imagination. But you see this mountain out here? Notice that mountain? Alright, so this is the bus transporting Bob in WhatAboutBob. And look at the mountain. That is the mountain before us here at the D-Day Memorial. This was probably taken on Highway 122 if I had to guess. But I've been looking for this mountain, and I didn't think I was going to find it up here. And I looked out and I said, that's the mountain from the movie. That's totally it right there. So somewhere probably out beyond me, which would be Highway 122. That bus was rolling in WhatAboutBob. There you go. Then check out the mountain. Bob's on the bus. That's the mountain from WhatAboutBob right here in Bedford. Cool. So I noticed this isn't technically like a national park, like a part of the national park system, but it is the National D-Day Memorial. Just to point that out. It's amazing. It's one of the best memorials I've ever seen. It is just massive. It's a great tribute. Glad I could come out here and show you guys and pay my respects. Alright guys, so it says this park is open till 5, and it is currently 3 till 5, so we better not overstay our welcome. Better get out of here. All right, on the north side of Bedford, the Elks National Home is the institute that Dr. Leo Marvin takes Bob to in the movie to ultimately try to get rid of him. But as we learn at the end of the movie, it's actually Dr. Leo Marvin who needs to be placed in the institution. Oh my gosh, this is the main gates that they pull through in the Jeep Wagoneer. It would have been opposite angle. There was a guard shack right there. These are in the movie. Let me pull in here. All right, here you go. Screenshot. Notice to the left and the right of the Jeep Wagoneer, Dr. Marvin's driving. Bob is in the shotgun. The guard shack was right between those two trees right there. This is the driveway, the entrance to the institute. Check that out. Then and now. I love that. Holy cow. Let's see how close we can get to the institute. Do it one more time. Then and now. Guard shack right there. And we are heading up the driveway.
Hey, you're Bob Wiley, aren't you?
Hey!
I saw you on TV. You were great.
Oh man, here we are. We're about to do this right here. I really appreciate you helping me out, Catherine. The doctor waiting for them right here on the steps. The scene went down right here before they went in. Cool. That is the largest Elks Club I've ever seen. This is a historic building. Very cool that they used it in What About Bob. Never would have known that. All right, so the Jeep Wagoneer parks right up front. Dr. Catherine there, and the hospital workers waiting for Bob, and Dr. Marvin right there is right there. That's where they pulled up. That's pretty cool. Put the screenshot back into play for you there. See if I can put it in the screen for you. And they did film inside. There was a couple scenes filmed inside this building in What About Bob. You can notice the clock in the screenshot. It looks like they covered over the National Home of Elks. I'm going to do a quick search on how old this building is. But they come right up the driveway. Right there is the gate where the guard shack was. The camera follows them this way. They park right there. All right, this is a retirement facility built to serve as a retirement and assisted living facility for elderly and indigent elks, and has accepted female members since 1999, built in 1903. All right, downtown Bedford that way. I've got about an hour and a half to where my hotel is tonight, a little northeast of here. So, let's see, 15 after 5. I think that's gonna do it right here in Bedford at this park with this train about to take off. What'd you guys think, guys? What'd you think of the video? Did you like the What About Bob filming locations? Did you like the roadside oddities back in Roanoke? Please let me know. Let me know what your favorite part of the video was down there in the comments section. Thank you. Also, let me know if I missed anything. I will be back to this area. As I always say, there's much ahead. Very grateful to be able to get out here and explore. And thank you for living vicariously through me. It means so much to me. Thank you. I will see you guys tomorrow. This is day 1 of this road trip, and I'm really excited because we're gonna see a lot of things and a lot of important history. And we're coming up on July 4th, so I wanted to be sure to do a road trip like this one you're about to see. So if it's your first time, feel free to subscribe below, hit the notification bell so you get a notification of the next video. Of course, I'm gonna say all the things. Thank you guys. Hope you enjoyed it. This is like a baseball field. This is the concession stand. You got another baseball field. Actually, back that way is the Elks National Lodge that we were just at. All right, it's hot. Know you're awesome, know you're loved, and no matter who you are, and no matter what you're going through, just know that there is always much ahead, and I shall see you tomorrow. See you there. Dr. Marvin! Dr. Leo Marvin! Dr. Marvin! Dr. Leo Marvin!